Hello there. So I have a story to tell you, Stacy. Last night, my husband and I went to a dinner party, and when we got there, our hosts had been cooking all day long. The house smelled amazing. The appetizers were already out, laid out for us to get started. And I had been teaching yoga most of the day, and then come home, run, get ready, right? Race there for dinner. And what do you think happened? So we'll finish with that story, but I want to greet everyone and say hello. I'm Sandy Smith, and I hope that sounds familiar to you. I hope I'm not the only person that runs into those kind of uh-oh situations. Yes. I'm Sandy Smith, and I'm here with my coaching partner, Stacy Portugal. We are the coaches of Lifestyle Masterclass, which is a weekly group coaching call that is designed to help support women reach and maintain their weight loss goals. Okay, back to last night and what happened. It really made me think about a strategy that we talk about, the power of the pause. And it's one because I walked in and I had thought about the evening. I had set goals for the night, which were to enjoy the company, to mindfully eat the meal. And I had even we each needed to bring an offering for the dinner. And so I was bringing roasted asparagus. So I brought a good, healthy vegetable that was on plan. But when I walked in, one of those appetizers was baked potato skins, which as a general rule, I do not indulge in. But oh my gosh, they looked really good. So I thought, well, I'll just have one. And I had my glass of wine in hand and I had my one. And my one turned into two. And we'll just leave it there, okay? You can imagine what happened to the rest of the evening. And so Stacy and we talk about the power of the pause. So Stacy, when you talk about the power of the pause and how that can help you, we want to bring out 3 tips for folks. So what is one thing that you do with the power of the pause that helps you to stay on plan?
So the first thing I do is and I know you did this, but I think that a logical first step always is to plan ahead and visualize. What will I see? What will I hear? How will I feel? How will I manage that temptation? So really, plan ahead as much as you can to help yourself adhere to your goals.
And I'll tell you, and that is so important. And you're right, I did start down that path. But what I didn't do, and where this ties into the second step that we have, the second tip, is stay present and mindful in the moment. Don't get swept away by the moment. This was a fun group. I was really excited to be, there with the group. Kind of glad to be done with my work day and excited for a nice, enjoyable, relaxing evening. But I really hadn't visualized what foods were going to be there, what smells were actually going to be greeting me as I walked in. And so I hadn't had like a healthy snack or done some of the other things. And so I allowed myself to get swept up in the moment. Good news is it was a fun moment, right? We were having a great time.
Sure.
Bad news is it led to some poor choices on my part. And so then that leads into the third tip that we have for you.
Yeah, and I just want to point out that you brought up one thing that I think is worth noting, that one of the ways that you could plan ahead is to make sure you don't arrive hungry.
Yeah.
And that might help you with step number 2, which is to stay present and mindful in the moment while you're there.
Exactly.
But another thing that will keep you present and mindful, which is our third tip, is to keep your why by your side. Just make sure that your motivation is sort of refreshed when you are walking through that door. So remember why you're doing it and what benefits you receive. Like, think about how good you feel at that moment. You had worked out quite a bit during the day. You probably felt great. I'm sure you looked great. And sort of keeping that motivation front and center can be really helpful when you're in the moment.
Right. So then being able to use those things and just take a step back, think about what is it that I want to do, you know. So beforehand, tip number one, plan ahead and visualize. Then when you get there, stay in the moment and present in the moment. Don't get swept away. And the third one is keep your why by your side. When you've got that, you can connect to what you want, and all you'll need is that little heartbeat to make a slightly different decision that can help you change the course of your evening potentially. Right?
It's all about the power of the pause.
It really is. Helpful, tiny little strategy that has a lot of help behind it. So,
yeah. And hopefully everyone will join us on our Facebook page, also called Lifestyle Masterclass, and there's lots more tips just like this right there.
Great, thanks. Until the next video, everyone, take care.
Bye-bye.